decided that I was going to do it, and I was really happy with the results.
You know, I've tried a lot of things before. Pills, no. This weight loss shakes, no. Nothing works. It is PG diet.
My results, 17 pounds I lost.
My results were probably about 28 pounds.
You know, not only was it losing weight, for me it was also, you know, being able to fit into clothes better. You know, when I put on my suit, I wanted to fit right. So when I'm talking with people or I'm out doing, you know, going to a business meeting or something, I'm confident.
It was nice to do it with a partner. If Mike wasn't by my side, I would not have been able to do it.
You know, people say, oh, it doesn't work, it doesn't work. It works. It is really a powerful diet, which, you know, I've lost the remaining 30 pounds that I want. Oh my gosh. The shopping, now I go to the store and I'm just so happy to be able to go buy the clothes, the sizes that I want. It is an amazing feeling.
I'm Adam Wright. There is a leaked video which reveals the reason some stubborn fat cells would not respond to workouts or diets. It will shock you because you will eventually see the reason fat under your arms, your midsection, and even your thighs remain extremely difficult to lose. Did you observe why nothing like this has been on social media and not even on newspapers? Well, here's the reality. There have been a lot of lies about this study. It is impossible for them to let anyone know the big secret to finally lose fat, since they have to continue selling their diet products to you for more than the next 3 decades. Thus, please, for your own benefit, see this information now. Think about after leaving this presentation and still not understand why dieting makes fat cells quit discharging fat. That's what makes it difficult to actually lose weight the older you grow. It does not relate to a gradual metabolism or how the fat loss switch can be turned on with just one missing nutrient that is absent in food labels or in vitamins, and how the frustration of a completely different diet can be prevented, particularly the one that never worked for you. Jane was in a devastated condition as her lost weight came back. She felt deceived, although she started blaming herself, her age, and even her genetics. These are that they want you to believe. With additional diets, costly foods, and unnecessary supplements, you will continually lose more money with no obvious results, but frustration. However, Harvard Research Center's discovery has proven these as lies, and in a few minutes, you will be stunned with the reality on the reason workouts and diets would not work on their own, reason fat cells would never respond, and how you can get your desired body by simply getting your body recharged with a nutrient you have missed. This nutrient can be found in the healthiest and smallest communities like Sardinia, Italy, and Okinawa, Japan. What I'm trying to say is that scientists have this belief that cells were only balloons that kept fat, but studies have proven that fat cells interact and talk to one another on the exact time to release fat. According to Life Extension senior health scientist, Dr. Michael, fat cells are simply very complex. Like other cells in the human body, they are composed of receptors that help them transmit and get signals. The moment fat cells get a signal to let go of fat, they let go of the fat inside. They also inform the cells in the liver and muscles and other parts of the body that force them to make use of the fat that was released for energy. Therefore, not just that it sends a signal to the fat cells, but also let go of everything inside and still informs the muscles to make use of this newly discharged fat for energy. This is the reason why this is very important. As we grow older, our fat cells find it difficult to send and get this information. Our fat cells are not getting the expected signals, or they are unable to respond to the signals. Dr. Smith emphasizes, due to this, the cells will not burn fat at the expected level. This is the reason a lot of Americans go through stubborn and brutal fat storage, regardless of how hard they work out, and it is likewise the reason many of these scammy fat-burning supplements will never work. As long as the fat cells in your body are unable to get and send signals, no other thing will matter. But within the recent discovery of science, the communication of fat cells have been restored. In 2008, Harvard University researchers were astonished at the discovery of the entirely natural molecule known as palmitoleic acid. There is a popular oil known as omega-3 and how it is a very healthy fat to consume every day. This is similar to omega-3, but has more power, and according to scientists, it is called omega-10. The researchers placed some fat cells in a petri dish, and this nutrient was added. they could really quantify the fat that was leaving the cells. It was just like fine, clean, edible oil. And that's if it was really collected from the finest source and is not composed of cheap ingredients or kept in a warehouse for a long time, which will reduce the originality of the oil and even become very bad. The body needed just a very small quantity to start experiencing the dramatic effects on different levels. Even the governing board of Harvard couldn't, but apply for a patent on it, although it has been tested somewhere else as well. This study was featured in Australia by Dr. Oz on his show, where an experiment was carried out with rats. There were two groups of rats given a particular amount of food, but a particular group had smaller portion of this new nutrient. There's a clear difference in just 2 months with the same quantity of diet. The high fat consumed by the other group has led to a larger problem for the bigger one, who got fat and developed a few problems as a result of the fat, whereas the smaller one had the same quantity of food but without any issues and no weight gain. The difference was that the fin mouse was fed with the oil, and it's maintained its wave each day. If this oil functioned exceptionally in the mice, it will likewise work for us. This study revealed that the substance gives a signal to the body. This is just the most impressive way palmitoleic acid shuts down any stubborn fats away from your body, making it easier for the cells to remain in perfect interaction. Cleveland Clinic researchers provided a report. Their belief was that omega-10's capability to driving force to enabling the fat cells capable of communicating, but omega-10's incredible performance has been credited to its stunning effects on the human body. From the animal studies, this amazing substance helped in the increase of the hormones by 26%, and it likewise made them consume more food at 16%, which implies it can make you feel satisfied on smaller calories, making slimming effortless. However, the results from it is beyond weight loss. This nutrient has the major building blocks for the skin, and it has been proven to increase the production of collagen, which implies that it is composed of great impact on enhancing wrinkles, fine lines, skin dryness, and absence of elasticity. Women who make use of it at a higher quantity experienced brighter eyes and faster growth in their nails and hair, and improvement of shrinking waistline. I will also provide how this magical weapon of fat destruction can be found and used. In any case, prior to that, you need to understand the natural fat loss supplement conspiracy. As much as you may be hurt by this, but the weight loss industry is extremely big. Making profits is what their major priority, and the large majority of them understand that it is becoming virtually not realistic to get off the fats with the lifestyle we live nowadays. This leads to selecting subpar or diluted ingredients that get their capsules stuffed with cheap, bad fillers or part of the required dose, or in this situation with the use of cheap and substandard extraction techniques to get this oil extracted. When talking about oils, for instance, palmitoleic acid. There are 3 major things needed for these. The cleanest sources of the oil. Some omega-10 sources generate oil that is just a little fraction, which can be very effective like the purest sources. A freezing press extraction method to extract the oil. As a general rule, when the oil is extremely pure, it becomes very easy to mix with heat and oxygen and becomes rancid. This is the reason why purer and costly bottles of olive oil are usually sold in cans, tins, or even dark smoky bottles. This is to ensure the prevention of both heat and light from getting close to the oil. But when an extraction process has been carried out on the oil from the source and excess heat is present, the oil begins to degrade instantly, thereby giving it a more awful and lower product standard. This can make it spoil and even degrade. This is the reason why cold pressing is completely essential. Discovering the expected result is the next thing. This oil has a short span of life and thus cannot be stored for a long period of time. If they are stored for too long, they are exposed to air particles, pollutants, and heat. Keeping them for a long time will also make them extremely expensive and also adulterated compared to if they are shipped directly to you. According to the co-author and colleague of Dr. Oz, Dr. Rosine stresses that omega-10 has not become so popular because it is extremely difficult to purify. Omega-10 is sold at various locations, but there is a lot of palmitic acid, and this makes it lose its therapeutic power. This palmitic acid can result into higher inflammation than it prevents. The most appropriate way is to get omega-10 at its highest concentration, which should be gotten from the purest source locations, which is cold pressed and is shipped instantly to you in the best time possible. This is why, when it comes to people like you, I search for Little Oil Extractor, who make productions on a small scale and that are concentrated on the entire best health and well-being and not profoundly lining their pockets. Honestly, of all the places to consider, it is extremely difficult to figure out within the weight loss industry due to the difficulty in remaining in the market when quality is your major objective. This is true, especially if you are just a small manufacturer, not like a large manufacturer. A larger organization will look for their products and duplicate them and make use of less expensive and poor ingredients and place the larger part of their endeavor into marketing compared to getting optimal results. The major challenge was the cost to develop the level of quality that generates optimal results. But presently, the only options we have is to either make this nutrient available to only a few, but at an increased price, so that people can value what has been produced, and definitely ensure this life-saving supplement is made available, or make it less expensive, but with the risk of taking it away from the market in the long run. If this is made very cheap, we will not be able to make profit, or even accept the loss, just to remain in business. We had a clear choice of making this available to a very large number of people as much as we can. We are naming it Detoxil Burn. Basically, Detoxil Burn has the greatest purity and is the most potent type of palmitoleic fatty acid that can be found on the market. It is extremely pure and very potent, that it is completely sure to open up fat cells, and the contents of the fat cells are released. It additionally makes your muscles and other organs of your body to use the released fat for energy. Not just that you will likewise have a glowing skin, making you look younger, you will experience lots of other benefits that just a little dose of this magical nutrient can offer. Due to this nutrient is produced in a limited quantity, which, when sold out, will need is to wait for the next batch is produced. Do not forget that it is impossible for us to risk having this nutrient kept in storage for a long time. However, a solution has been proffered for this issue, which is an idea that enables this to be produced on a commercial scale, and thus you can access it without any disruption. If we are able to sustain a high consistent sales level, we can exploit this mass production without compromising the quality of the ingredients. This is achievable only if there are numerous testimonies and word-of-mouth marketing is provided. We want to see how this nutrient has helped in the transformation of your new body. New levels of energy,